Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Chatting Blues. Before we get into today's episode, could you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment in the comment section. And this is your Swansea City preview, and I'm going to go through it as thorough as I can because I'm a little bit gutted. Really, I had a Swansea content creator what was meant to come on and talk about Swansea City and where they were at and stuff like that. So I'm going to do my best to kind of we'll go through a few key points and where they're at. And so they're under new management. Michael Duff. He spent last season managing Barnsley, got them to the playoff final against Sheffield Wednesday, but lost that. He was formerly at Cheltenham, done a really good job at Cheltenham. And so this article I'm sharing with you now was printed this morning, so it's fairly new. And we'll just pick little bits out of it and see how they're getting on. And so, what are your predictions for this season? He goes on to say, at this stage, it's a difficult question to answer. Duff wants to play attractive football, but it seems unlikely he will follow Martin into being a totally committed possession game. And we know from last season, like Swansea just loved having the ball. I think that was top of the league for possession stats and having the ball. They scored a lot of goals and conceded a lot of goals. And so he's saying he wants to play attractive football, but it seems unlikely we will follow Martin in being totally committed to a possession game. How long it takes Matt Grimes and company to adapt to Duff's approach will go a long way to decide how they fare this season. And Matt Grimes, he's been at the club for about 6 or 7 seasons, ever present in that centre midfield position. Really good player in my eyes, and we'll have to see how he fares. But Michael Duff's kind of management style of play is high press, so we won't have no chance of won't have no time to play it from the back, and they're fairly quite direct as well. So it's a changing style, if you like, for Swansea. Uncertainty continues to surround the future of Joel Pirou, Swansea's leading goal scorer in the last 2 seasons, who has only a year to run on his contract. And he's been linked to Everton, Leeds and Leicester. And this is a guy that scored over 20 goals the last 2 seasons. I think he's on the transfer market. He's valued up between 15 and 20 million, and expect him to start on Saturday because I've seen an article the other day, and he's saying he's committing his future to Swansea, and I'm not sure he's going to commit his future to Swansea, but expecting to start Saturday and maybe a couple of games after that, and he'll probably be gone in September. They've brought players in. He goes on to say they brought Jerry Yates in from Blackpool, striker. I think he was 2.5 million. They've brought a goalkeeper in, Carl Rushworth from Brighton, Harrison Ashby, Josh Key and Josh Ginley. But he goes on to say that new faces are still needed. Swansea have no established left back after the departure of Ryan Manning, their player of the season last season. What a great player. I was gutted we never got him, actually, Ryan Manning. Really good left wing back. Gone to Southampton, he has. They're also light in central defence and hope Joe Allen and Liam Walsh will have better luck with their injuries this season to give Duff options at the heart of midfield. And so his view of the season. Let me just highlight this bit. I don't think you ever feel ready. From my point of view, I'd like another 7 or 8 weeks of getting more information and more work. And I think we can relate to that. Just quickly switching on to Blues, man. I just feel like, 4 pre-season games, a lot of the players were injured, picked up knocks in pre-season, and we just don't seem like prepared for this first game. Usually when we go into when we start the season, we kind of seem prepared, but I don't know about this one. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling for this season. So we're still learning, trying to adapt and trying to implement new things. It is what it is. The players are ready physically, so they're fit, but they're trying to learn a new style of play. Is what I'm getting from this article. Goes on to about their signings. This is a forward here. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that signing, that fella's name. Cole Rushworth, Josh McGinley, Josh Key, and Jerry Yates. A few significant outgoings. This guy, Joel. I'm not even going to pronounce that either. He was ever present last season. Obviously, Ryan Manning, Michael Obafemi, great player, has gone to Burnley for 3 million. And Morgan Whittaker's gone to Plymouth for 1 million. Really good player. Had a good season. He was on loan last season, I think, to Plymouth. Had a really good season. So they're in a bit of a transition phase as well. So, but what I'd like to do now is just I want to show you a quick. It's only a minute and a half, and it's from the second tier podcast. And give me 1 second. And it's from the second tier podcast, lads, and that they explain things really well. And what I'll do is I'll share it with you, and you can just listen. And it's about Swansea and their manager. What
the exciting thing about
they're going to how they think they're going to fare this season. I'll enlarge it. Cool.
About Michael Duff is how adaptable he is as a coach, and how adaptable the Swansea team has shown that they can be, because they've gone from a Graham Potter system to a Steve Cooper system back to a Russell Martin system. Yes, there have been some different players in those systems, but ultimately the likes of Matt Grimes, Jay Fulton, they've been a part of those different teams, which I think is going to be a huge, huge help. Michael Duff, as a coach as well, has shown that he can play to a team's strengths. You've got Cheltenham there, who had a long throw specialist in Ben Tozer, and he caused chaos and havoc every time the ball's in wide areas. Probably not spoken much as much as it should have been, because, as I say, you've got a manager who identifies strengths in the team and immediately plays them. I think he's going to do the same thing with Swansea. Joel Pirrer hasn't left yet. I do expect him to leave. I'd expect him to leave at least for around 12 to 13 million pounds. And
so I think they'll get more for him than 12 to. He's saying 12 to 13 million pounds. I think it'll be more like the 20 million mark.
I think that's going to be a good enough fee for Duff to go out and get players in, essentially. Because I think Jerry Yates, while you're not overawed with him, I think from a pressing perspective, he's going to be really important. And he has shown that he can score goals. So there's key strengths in that team there. The squad is massively short on depth and quality. But as I pointed out, I do think Michael Duff has got the ability to go out, identify those weaknesses in his team, and ask for players to come in, ask the ball for money to go out and essentially bring players into those and fill those positions. So, yeah, I'm big on Michael Duff, and that's the reason why I got them sort of in around mid-table. I think I've got them down in 11th as well. So, yeah, big fan of Michael Duff and his system and his ability to adapt to the teams he manages.
So that's just from the second tier podcast, and some people like them, some people don't. I like them, I do. I think they talk a lot of sense. So that's giving you a little bit of insight into Swansea. And I want to quickly start talking about Blues now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this screen with you. And this is how I would like us to, bearing in mind that it's Wednesday at 7:45 now. Like, I don't know who's fit and who's not. I can only go off what I've heard in the previous few days and how I'd like us to line up. Now, bear in mind, right, I just want to quickly say this, because I think our expectations are really too high. Mine was a few weeks ago. I've been really tempered from that, from watching us in pre-season. I just want to quickly mention it before we look at this lineup. The players what were here last season, and now we've had to replace them. So we've had to replace Chong, Hannibal, Trusty, Maxime Collin, who's ever present as a right back, right wing back, can play any centre back, left of a free, right of a free, really versatile. Harley Dean, George Friend, Troy Deeney, Jordan Graham, Joe Bellingham, Cadra, and Nico Gordon. And I know we've made a lot of signings. We've made some good signings. There's a couple I'm a bit sceptical about. But like Bielik, Long, and Sanderson were already here last season. I just think we've got a lot of work to do. I think we need three or four signings in either, before September. But let's just hope, fingers crossed, if we can get them over the line. Definitely need a striker. I can't believe. Look, if you look at the lineup here, I'm starting with Djukovic up front. It's 2023. I'm starting with Djukovic up front. It's crazy, man. Djukovic or Hogan. But this is what I'll go with, or this is what I think Eustace will go with. So Touchwood, Ethan Laird, he's fit. We can't be starting with Marcel Oakley. He'll get ripped to shreds on this right-hand side there. We ain't seen Buchanan play yet, but apparently he's going to be fit for the game on Saturday. So I'd like to see him starting on the left. Can't be having that Longello. He's more of like a left midfielder. I'd play him in a 4-4-2 on the left. He's defensively shocking. And then have Sanderson as Long as his two defenders. And this might be quite controversial. I'd have Sunjic and he's had a good pre-season. He really has, man. And Bielik as his two central midfielders. And Anderson has to start for me. He's been one of the standout performers. Looks really good on the ball, creates a lot of chances, can score. I'd put him out on the left and I'd put James out on the right. Djukovic, because we've just got to have someone to aim at, because it's been a theme for Blues for many years. We just can't pass the ball. It's hoofball, and I don't want to sound too negative, but I think this is going to take a few years for us to learn to pass the ball. Sounds mad, doesn't it? But so Duke up top, and then have like Dembele kind of playing off him. Do you know what I mean? And picking up loose balls and doing things what we know he can do. But that's the kind of lineup I'll go with. I mean, in the comments, man, let me know what lineup you go with. I was thinking of going as a back five with Sanderson right of the five, Roberts in the middle, and Long left of the three. Sorry, the three central defenders. Sorry, Sanderson, Roberts, Long, and Buchanan and Laird as wing backs. But I just don't want Roberts in the team, man. He's passing, he's just shocking. He's good in the air, but his passing is just shocking. But no, like I said, I just wanted to come on and do it. I did say I would do a Swansea preview. Obviously, the guys let me down. I don't know what's happened there, but he did say he was going to do it. But I'll just knock something quick together. I'm going to go. I'm looking forward to it. I'm staying a weekend down in Swansea, so looking forward to it, man. A little bit concerned, but wouldn't be Blues if you wouldn't be concerned, would be. No, but if you can leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment in the comment section, and all have a great night, and keep right on.